If you it's Emily, today's video is going to be me trying to follow a Lisa Eldridge makeup tutorial, and we picked together the ultimate all-occasion makeup look for everyone. So something that is supposed to be universally flattering, and I wanted to try her makeup look because I recently did one from Nikki Tutorials, and her it was like at the other end of the spectrum, full coverage, like very intense makeup, which was out of my comfort zone. If you haven't seen it, I will be linking it. It was fun. And then I thought, you know what, let me try the opposite, something that is more lightweight, something that is more natural looking, but is still outside of my comfort zone because some of the things that she does are completely different from what I usually do. So I thought it would be fun to try this one. Plus, to be honest, we do have a much more similar face shape, eye shape, hair color, style in general, so I think it would be fun to see if this is going to be more flattering on me. Not that the Nikki one wasn't flattering, but it was very, very out there. So clearly right now I have done absolutely nothing, so I'm gonna be putting my hair out of my way. We're gonna do my makeup, and then I will end by doing my hair somewhat similarly to what she has.
It's a simple look that's easy to achieve, and I've certainly done that look on all skin types, all ages. So I've already done my base. I'm kind of working on my base. I have to tell you, I would have frightened you if I hadn't have done this because
I doubt it.
I just came back from Paris Fashion Week. I'm absolutely exhausted. I've started doing my base for your own protection. So just do your base however you would normally, depending on whether it's a day or an evening look you want to use this look for.
Seriously, I don't think she needs foundation to look pretty, but she usually likes to go with something more lightweight, and she likes to use a brush, which I'm usually a sponge person, and I've been enjoying more full coverage lately. Not full coverage, but still. But I'm going to be going with Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I have the shade 4. And I'm going to be using a brush, which I don't do often, but I think I'm going to try this one from Wet n Wild because I've been enjoying it with the Maybelline foundation, but I haven't tried it with other ones, so I'm going to see how it applies with it. By the way, her accent reminds me of a story that I probably should not be sharing while Lisa is on the screen, so I apologize in advance, but some of you might not know, but I grew up speaking French and only French, so when you learn another language, you tend to not know all the expressions. It takes a while, and sometimes you tend to just assume that something means something, but turns out it actually doesn't mean that. Well, I've had a little bit of a thing with this recently, and now I'm a little ashamed to share it, but you know how some words in English are French words, but you say them with a weird accent? You just say them like kind of funny. And even if you are someone that speaks French and then you speak English, you feel the need to say it that way too, so it's not helping. For example, people, instead of saying eggplant, are going to be like aubergine, you know? Which is the French word aubergine, which is spelled the same way, you just say it funny. Well, for way too long, I've assumed that the expression, I'm sorry for sensitive ears, baleine, meant baleine, which is the word whale in French. It's not what it actually means, and I thought so until pretty recently, shamefully, and I thought everyone was so insulted when everyone was calling each other whale. Not exactly what was going on, but yeah. Do you have those type of have you ever had something similar? Like you assume a word means something, but turns out you're really, really, really wrong? Yeah, so I really shouldn't have said that story with poor Lisa on the screen because she's so classy and beautiful and just, you know, and I'm there talking about whales. But yeah, it's kind of a running gag around me lately. Everyone calls each other whales because apparently I think it's a big insult.
So for concealer, I'm going to use the Hydra Life, and this is the illuminating one underneath my eyes. Quite like this product by Dior.
Okay, so a lightweight under eye concealer. I'm going to be using, I've been really liking the Wet n Wild one, which might have a little bit more coverage than this one, but still, we're going to apply it a little bit at a time because she doesn't apply a lot. Like, really, really not a lot. A lot less than I would usually apply. I feel the need to apply more and more and more, but honestly, just even the tiny little bit that she uses does make a great difference. I'm not sure how on camera sometimes the lighting and everything can be iffy, and sometimes you can see them well, sometimes you can't see them well, but you can still see I have dark circles, but they're definitely a lot more hidden. But at the same time, I feel like I'm just too used to applying like those big old triangles on my face, and I'm not used to very, very natural makeup anymore, but I think that's enough. Like, I think it covered everything well without making it look like I'm wearing a ton of makeup. I haven't done that in a long time. I used to apply the tiniest amount, and definitely with YouTube, you get used to applying more and more. Now, face concealer.
And I'm doing pinpoint concealing just anywhere that you need extra coverage.
My makeup forever.
So while we're still on the wet side of the makeup, so still doing the base with liquid products, I'm just applying here Eclat Miracle, which is the highlighter.
So I don't have that Lancome Teint, I think she said, highlighter, but I definitely have a cream highlighter, so I'm just gonna go and grab one. So I don't have any that are like pure liquid. I just don't really like them in general, but I really like this LA Girl Velvet Highlight Contour Stick in the color Luminous. It's like $5 and it's really, really great. So I'm gonna be applying it. She's using a brush, so I'm gonna find a brush and I'm gonna try to apply it with a brush, which I never do. I tend to use my fingers, but I might be surprised. Actually, let me grab, I think it's more similar to what she's using. I'm not sure if the product's gonna do well though with a brush, but we'll see. I might be surprised. You can see it. It's a really pretty highlighter.
I'm going to now powder my skin. Just going to powder it really lightly though, around the T-zone, and set any concealing that I've done. So before I do my eyeshadow, I'm just going to use some primer, and this is the Urban Decay Primer Potion. Just lightly over my eyelids. This will just really help to stop it from creasing.
I'm gonna admit it, I'm surprisingly nervous. I was nervous to do the Decay tutorial because it was so intense, but this one is much more simple, but it doesn't mean it's less stressful because literally gonna be next to Lisa Eldridge on the screen, so a little nervous.
So onto the eyeshadow, and the eyes in this look was just really about a natural sculpted eye. It wasn't particularly about anything super colourful or dramatic. It was about just beautifying the eye, making your eye look as beautiful as it possibly can be. So, I mean, I'm just picking up the Naked palette here simply because it's just quite a good example of having a lot of kind of natural colours together.
Palette 2, okay, I'll grab that because I have it. I could find something that might work a little bit better on my skin tone, but I really want to try to recreate it as exactly as possible. So I have my Naked 2. I feel like I haven't used this in a while, and this used to be like my favorite out of the 3 that were out. So I'm excited to see which color she's going to use because I definitely have my favorite, like Tease, YDK, Busted, were definitely the ones I used the most.
So I'm going to start by using, I'll stick with the Urban Decay palette, and I'm going to use Foxy, which is this sort of quite light and quite warm colour as a base. And most of the quads have something that's kind of designed to be used as a base. And what you do is you just take that all over the eyelid. And you don't have to pack it on so much that you kind of see, you know, it looks very stark. You don't want that. You just want, so it evens out the skin tone on the eyes. Then going in, for me, I would choose something which is a kind of mid-tone colour. So from this palette, I would probably choose Snake Center, which is a sort of elephanty, browny.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Usually, personally, I would go for Tease because it's like that perfect, like kind of mauve-y nude color, and it's matte. But she's going with a metallic, shimmery brown color. I'm actually pretty surprised. It's a really, really gorgeous color, but I've never used this in my crease. I mean, it's a metallic color, but it's not like glittery or anything, so we're gonna follow Lisa. She's the genius here, so I mean, depending on your skin tone, it might change the color.
And then just working that into your natural socket. So I'm going to use this. I don't have hooded eyes, but I'd say they're quite heavy, my lids. So I have to do this with my eyes open. And this is certainly how
that
you
is
would
not
do it if you
the color I would
had
be using.
either an Asian eye or
So
a hooded
weird.
eye.
Okay.
So you just want to map out where roughly that shape is. And then clean up your brush and then just blend.
I'm pretty shocked right now. First off, not a color I would have used personally in my crease because once it's blended out, you can't really say it's a metallic color, but it's quite like grayish, and I feel like on me, they just wash me out. And even though it blend nicely, surprisingly, it's still quite dark for like a first shade for me, but again, we're just following your tutorial and I'm not sure how I feel. I tend to really don't like gray shades, but maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised.
So the next element of the makeup is eyeliner, and you can either use a pencil or a gel. I used a gel on the model, so I'm going to use a black Bobbi brown gel.
I have that, and she's using a tiny brush. Let me see, I think I have something. I have this e.l.f. 204, which is one of their new brushes. It looks pretty similar to what she has.
And it's really about working it into the roots of the lashes to define the eye. And this makeup looks great in any kind of photography as well. When you get to the outer edge and when you're finished, just looking ahead into a mirror, we're not going to do a wing or anything, but you're just sort of finishing it off. So just a few dabs at the outer corner.
Just gonna say it, I'm a very, very cat eye type of person. Look, eyeliner, when I wear it, it's like, I want it to be a cat eye. And I never do this. And part of me is like a little sad that I'm not doing a cat eye. But we're gonna follow it. Let's do a few taps like she says.
And then just do a few taps looking straight ahead. It's just really about finishing off the shapes.
Still pretty hard to just like control myself and not do a full wing liner. So we're gonna stop right here before I make it worse.
Now I'm going to use what would normally be the mid-tone in a quad of eyeshadows. I'm going to use Suspect, and this is just a lighter version.
Okay, so we're using another shimmery color that I never use. You know what? Actually, Snakebite and Suspect are two colors that I used to use for like one eyeshadow look. But I don't think I've ever used it alone on its own on my lower lashes.
So it's just a softer thing because I'm not doing a smoky eye. I'm just doing a sort of naturally defined eye.
I'm not even sure you can actually tell that I'm applying it. But again, she does tend to do very natural makeup. But I'm not sure it's making a difference. I feel like I've applied more than I was supposed to just to try and like make it show up, but I'm not sure you can even tell I'm wearing it. But I think we have pretty similar skin tones, so maybe it's just supposed to look like this.
I'm going to finish off with the lightest shade. So if you're using a quad, in this case it's Booty Call from the Urban Decay Naked palette.
I'm just going to say it. This video was worth it just to listen to Lisa saying booty call.
And that would go just on the high point, right under the arch. And again, don't put too much on, it can start to look really dated. You can also use this if you want to at the inner corner of the eyes. And again, so the next step in this makeup was eyelash curling. So give a really good curl.
Okay, so if you're new to my channel, you might not know, but I am not someone that likes curling my lashes. I didn't even own one, but when I was going to do this video, I got the same one because I am scared of curling my lashes. But I've heard nothing but really great things about the Uemura eyelash curlers, so we're gonna be trying it out, and I might end up really, really loving this. I kind of doubt it a little bit because to me it just looks like a torture instrument. But, you know, sometimes it's important to get out of our comfort zone, so we're doing this. You're not gonna win. End up with no more lashes.
You can see how instantly your eyes just look more awake and more open.
Oh, I don't like it. I'm not sure how much of a difference it's gonna do on me because my lashes tend to do this, but maybe. I'm feeling I'm gonna get like 50 comments telling me how to use this and how I'm not using it properly. I'm doing my best. I think I did it the way you're supposed to, but it barely curled my lashes, so I guess I didn't do it properly. But I tried.
You can see how instantly your eyes just look more awake and more open. So I'm going to use the DHC mascara in black. And when you apply your mascara in this look, it's really, really important that you are right down to the roots of the lashes.
So I don't have this exact mascara, but I have the L'Oreal one, and I think the brush is the closest. Like, it's not exact, but it's kind of similar. So I'm going to try her technique, because I'm definitely someone that, again, cakes on the mascara. But we're going to try to just put it at the roots.
Because we're doing the ultimate defining and beautifying makeup, we want the majority of the mascara right down at the roots. Otherwise it doesn't really do anything. If you just put lots of coats on the edge of the mascara.
I don't know. In my opinion, it does something if you apply a ton, but okay.
So really work into those roots. And then bring the wand through the lashes.
I feel like I'm realizing it's harder to follow a technique that is like a little less than what you usually do, and a little different, than when you're applying something that is really, really intense. I feel like Nikki, I had to like follow this, you know, the instructions properly. And this one, I have to like force myself to not do what I usually do. It's very interesting to actually notice that. This is weird. I feel like I usually apply so much more mascara than this, but I don't hate it. It's definitely similar to what she's wearing, so I feel like I did the technique right. But it's so weird to see myself using one of my favorite mascaras, but having a very natural look. Maybe it will grow on me. We don't know. Let's keep going now. Brows, because I feel a little naked now.
For brows, we want a really nice defined brow. So I'm just going to brush them down there, and using the Suku brow powder palette. This is actually the brush that comes with it, but it's really nice. I'm going to fill in that shape.
She did
it's
so
all
quick.
About
wow.
Having a
I'm
really
going to rewind
nice
because that was really quick.
arch.
It's so weird to see my brows like this. I feel like I've been like applying a lot of product usually, again, my brows, but I don't hate it. I feel like my natural shape is pretty good. It's just I feel like I need to define it a little bit more than what I did, but I don't hate it. I don't have the Kevin Aucoin sculpting powder, but I do have the Illasmasqua Heroine powder, which is a fairly similar shade, so I'm going to be contouring with this. I like how natural her contour is, because I'm not really someone that loves contouring. I don't feel like it really suits me, but the way she does it, I'm liking this actually. I could start doing this a lot more, because it's so natural that it barely looks like she did anything, but it makes a difference, you know what I mean?
And on top of that, apply blush. This is one by Rimmel.
Let me grab. So she's using a pinky blush, so I'm going to try and find something that is similar, which shouldn't be too difficult. So she's using a soft pink color, so I'm going to be using this Milani Tea Rose blush because there's a rose on it and it's pretty.
Apply blush. This is one by Rimmel. And just sort of keep that again in a quite gentle shape. So on top of the contour, just work it up towards the apple of the cheek and then gently taken out. And you can also bring it up a little bit in a really gentle C shape. So onto lips. I'm going to use a lip pencil, quite a natural colour, so whichever colour is closest to your natural lips. So for me, I would just go a little tiny bit deeper than this, maybe slightly less blue. If your lips are naturally quite blue, then just warm them up a little bit.
So my lip colour is definitely much darker than hers, so I'm going to still follow her explanation to just go maybe a few shades darker. So I think this one should be my lips, but better type of color. This is the BareMinerals Marvelous Moxie Lip Planner in Trilled, which I really like.
Once you started applying that pencil onto the lips, then use some lip balm.
I'm using a little bit of the Neige sleepy mask.
to smooth it in. So you get kind of a stain on the lips, a kind of balmy, pencil-y stain. And then for lips, on top of this pencil and balm, you can either put a tinted lip balm if you have very dry lips, or you could use a lipstick. And I'm going to use this lipstick, which is quite a good pinky brown colour, so really...
I think I'm gonna go with MAC Brave, which I'm not sure how it looks on camera, but I feel like it's, again, just a few shades different. And she's applying just a little bit with a brush, but I'm going to apply it directly. But actually, maybe I should follow the rules here. Never mind, she's using a brush, so I should be using a brush. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I keep catching myself wanting to do what I usually do instead. So she's applying it with a brush, so it should end up being quite similar. Although you can see, it's definitely like My Lips But Better type of color. I'm obviously liking the lips because I really love that color, but the whole technique for the whole thing is just so different from what I usually do. Okay, I'm just gonna go do my hair and I'm gonna show you the end result. So this is the final look. What do you think, guys? I feel like it's this kind of the no makeup but glam version type of thing, right? I feel like it looks really great on her. Personally, I'm not feeling it. I'm sure some of you will disagree, but I can see how the technique would be flattering on everyone, but obviously I tried to follow as closely as possible what she did, and obviously our skin tones are a little bit different, and I'm not sure I'm liking the eye. I feel like it does wash me out a little bit. I feel like I either tend to go with something quite warmer or maybe a little bit more mauvey if I go towards like cool tone. I don't feel like gray really suits me. I tried to like wave my hair a little bit to try and be a little similar. I mean, you can probably tell that I tried-ish to follow it, but I feel like it was almost harder to follow this makeup tutorial because it was so simple. And in the Nikki one, you had to like follow step by step. It was quite overwhelming when you look at the final result, but step by step, it's just like you do the same thing, you're okay. And this one, I had to like force myself to like, don't do your eyeliner the way you do it. Don't do your brows the way you do it. Don't do your mascara the way you usually do it. And it was hard because I feel like I'm unsatisfied with the results because of that. It's not the way I like to do them, and I don't think it looks bad. It's definitely, like I said, a glam no makeup look, but I don't know if it's the most flattering look on me. I do like the techniques though, and I will definitely be using them again in the future. I feel like I would probably like it better if I hadn't used, like I said, that kind of grayish color in my crease. I feel like, again, it washes me out a bit, and I do feel like I want to cover my dark circles a little bit more, but again, that's just like personal preference. But I mean, at the end of the day, you vote in the comment section. You let me know if you like this more than what I usually do, or if it's just something different that you think I should try more often. Don't forget to also let me know in the comment section your favorite combo for your like My Lips But Better, and even the version that you would do for your eyeshadows, because I feel like finding that perfect crease color can be kind of difficult, and I know personally I'm definitely a mauve person. Like Lorac mauve color. Yes. So that's it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I will be putting on the screen the one that I did from Nikki, so if you want to see that, that one was really, really funny. I feel like this one, I felt like I needed to be a little more classy, although I didn't start with a classy story, because Lisa is so like, you know? Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, not miss any future videos, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.